Hi, it's Hazy and welcome to my channel. Phew, I've done it. Right, okay, so I've done this journal for you, hopefully in about an hour. So I've got other ones as well to show you as well. I will show you these throughout the video as well that I've made in the same style. But there's various things I need to tell you about, especially the one that's a bit bigger than the others. So if you'd like to join me today to make this journal, I'll just show you there's things like this. Please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's go. Right then, so I got to refilm. I'm always having to refilm. Not because I didn't film, it's because I forgot a very important part of this. Okay, I'm just going to show you again. Right, so imagine I haven't got these holes down here. So what I'm doing is, I'll tell you what I've got to do as well. Put this in, one of these in. This is what I forgot. Right, so what you want I've got 10 sheets of squared paper. It doesn't matter. I've done that via Etsy, actually, the squared paper. It was just on the printer. Whatever paper you want to use, you can use scraps of, the scraps that you normally use in a junk journal, all that, or you can use printed paper like I'm using that. I'm making a notebook. Okay, this could be even, you could even sell these. Right, so what I did then, right, so push it in like this as much as it will go. If you don't like this that sticks out here, because after a bit you will get a bit of a palm of the paper outpost calls a bird's beak, so you get a bit of a thing like that. I'm totally ignoring that and just using it as it is. It can be perfectly feasible. So you can get a ruler, yeah, a ruler and a knife and cut that off so it's nice and flush against that side. Okay, this is my nice cutting mat. Yeah, you can usually cut it. If you've got a cutting mat, you can measure it. It's amazing. Right then, I also showed you how to, I've got to do it again anyway, because I've got to put holes through the card stock. Okay, this is card stock. The two Americans into it. We call it just card. We call that card. Right, so if you're measuring it, I'll tell you the two different things. So metric A4, I'm doing it at, you don't have to do, you can do what you like, but I'm doing that at 4 centimeters, 10.5 centimeters, and 17 centimeters. So I'm digging a hole at that. Okay, if it's USA 4 or letter paper, in other words, yours will be 8.5 inches, 21.5 centimeters. Yours will be you can do yours at 4.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and 7 inches, or something like that. That would suffice. That'd be amazing. Okay. Oh, my son. If you heard that weird noise, that's because my son does his tongue. He's always doing that. Yeah, so makes him choke. He cleans his tongue and it makes him choke. There we go. Right, so there's your so you just push it through there. So I've got this poker tool, and it did take me a while to get through because it's only a poker tool. If you've got an awl, you're even better. If you can find your awl, unlike me, it's even better. Right, so just push that through like that. Okay, and I did use ribbon the first time. So guess what? I got it all the way through. I'm just poking holes where that is. Oh, you can clip it, obviously. If you want to clip that, you can. Okay, so I did use this ribbon. Look, I've managed to undo it all. I'm not using this time because I've located what I wanted in the first place. My waxed thread. Okay, this is waxed thread. Waxed thread's good. I might use embroidery later for the other bit of the slow stitching. I'm not sure if I put in slow stitch on. You can also use machine stitching for the bits I'm going to show you, but I'm going to use slow stitching because I like the way it looks and it's a bit more simple. Right, so okay, so I'm going to push that in there. I'll do this one off camera. Okay, let me just do this one first. Let's finish the job. I'll do this one first, then I'll do that one off camera. Okay, because if you want to see it again, you just rewind this. Okay, because a lot of people will know how to do this. So I'm going to use a nice thin thin. Because I'm using wax thread, I can use a thinner one. And if I can get that in there. If I can't get that in there, then yeah. That's good, isn't it? Not. That's it, yeah. I've got it in there. But big-eyed needles will be absolutely fine, especially if you're using ribbon, which I was doing. Right, so you need about 3. So that's about 1, 2, 3. And because I'm using 2, I'm going to cut it again. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cut that bit there-ish. Okay. He's obviously got a cat in his room. I just heard my son go out one. He's obviously got a cat. Right, so 3 pamphlet stitch, you might know. If you don't know 3 pamphlet stitch, it's 3 whole pamphlet stitch even. If you're American, you also have to add the whole, don't you? Right, there's the... It's true, it is true. Yeah, that is absolutely true. We learned that because there's a comedian in the UK called Michael McIntyre, and he was saying, that's what I'm doing, okay, I'm just putting that to the top. He was saying that how Americans have to define what they're talking about. You can't say horse riding, you've got to say horseback riding. Things like that. Right, okay. So that goes all the way. So I'm going from there to there, all the way down, okay? And I'm also going through here. There's more than that. There's absolutely loads of stuff he was saying, and it's hilarious. Right. Things I don't even notice. Right, for this, okay. Right, okay, so imagine I've got it like this. Okay, let me just show you. Right, that hasn't gone. Sometimes you can also split the string when you're pushing it through the same hole. If you're using embroidery thread, that's likely to happen. If you're using wax thread, it's least likely to happen. That's why I bought it actually. Right, so imagine that. Well, yeah, I've got these strings about the same size. Imagine you've got this here. Okay, can you see that's not? That and this are separate. So if you tied a knot here, that would eventually fall through the knot. But you might not do it first, so what you do is have to have that on that side and that side, okay, like this. And you pull it taut, okay, don't pull it so it's going to bend anything. Pull it taut. You also check the back to make sure there's no... Look, excuse me, but we don't need you. So things like that, yeah, anything like that. And then... to make sure that is not caught on anything or anything like that. Sometimes when it's a bit short, you think, what's going on? It's caught round the back of the page or something. Right, okay, so you can tie knots now. Let's do 3. I don't know why I'm doing 3, but I'm doing 3. And you can also tie a bow, you can cut it off, you can also dangle these down so you've got you can add charms to them. I tend to tie a bow. Okay, sometimes just cut it off, think, yeah, go away, I don't want you things dangling about. So I just cut them off, okay. Hold on a minute, we're at... Hold on, we've got some sirens going now. What we got? Oh, I think it's police. Oh, the police are having a chase. I don't know where they're going, but they are. Right, okay, so that one's done. So now we've got that on the back. This is important. You don't have to do that, but you need this. You need this edge one, possibly substantial. Okay, whatever that is. That's just a way. Right, okay, so I'm going to do this one off camera. Okay. Right, so I think the next step would be to put them together. I'm going to make sure these are the right way around that I want them. Okay, I want that at the bottom, yeah. So these, I didn't print them very brilliantly. I wanted it to go to the edge, but that thing on Etsy won't let me do it. Could use ribbon actually, couldn't I, for the middle, for the end or the back? I've got some green ribbon. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is attempt to put this together, okay? I'm going to do it with glue, but You could actually make this into a pocket if you wanted. But I'm going to glue mine together, I think. I think I am. Glue it together. Right. Oh, no, that's not going to do it, is it? This one probably will open. Let's have a look. Yeah. This one's a new one. So I'm going to, you can make it, no, right, make it into a pocket. You would need to still sew it, as I'm going to show it, but you would need to perhaps sew from however big you want your pocket. So you could glue this together, and you could possibly cut it so far down and then put ribbon on it. It might be more clear when I've actually stuck it together if you haven't seen this bit before. Okay, the reason I'm doing this, you can actually just glue it, but yeah, there's a reason. I'm going to get my other, I might show you my other journal in a sec, because the one that I originally did, I think it's the original one. So I'm not making a pocket, so I'm gluing all over. Okay, you can understand what I mean by making a pocket in a minute. Okay, this is not that easy. Right, I think what's the best thing to do for this is get it in the middle like that, and get the corners together here. Okay, I've got another video where I'm doing this, and I think I did a better job on that. Oh, actually I've done it. That's perfect, look. So now I've glued that. I'm going to get my bone folder. I haven't got my other ones. My other bone folders are missing, yeah. Right. So that's that. Yeah. So I've done that. I've got this. It comes out like this, okay. I'll just show you what I've done in my other journal. Right, this one, I don't think I've got this, so yeah, it's got a nice pattern. I might have to try that. Right, okay, so I think this is like a 5 signature one, so you can do as many signatures as you like. I've also done coloured paper between, but even though I stapled it, I've used staples on that, that is coming apart like this. And if you are selling them or you're giving them as gifts, you don't want that to happen. If you're doing it by yourself, it doesn't really matter. You could just glue it. But let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's get right. So what I'm going to do. How far up did I do my other one? Let's have a look. So I haven't shown you these, have I? Did I show you these? No. Right. So these are what we're making. Well, I would have showed you at the beginning probably. I'm going to do that there, that's fine. I'm doing it right near the edge, and I think I've done 17 holes. Now, I'm going to do pokey tool job. Pokey tool, where are you? Where's the pokey tool? Better be here. I haven't put it away. There we go. Right. Okay, so I found it, yeah. So how am I going to do this? Okay, that's glued together nicely. I think you can do it where you like. This is what I mean by making a pocket. Perhaps when you're making a pocket you might need to put that together by gluing it around the edge or something like that, gluing it around the very edges, and then you can just sew it. Okay, and you can make the pocket as big as you like. You could even make a thing there. Okay, yeah, you see that? Yeah. Yeah, you can see that. Right, okay, so I'm going to make this here somewhere. Okay, so the middle, I've already measured the middle, which is there, so I'm going to put that in the middle. Okay, 1 in the middle, 2 on the edge. Okay, like this. This will give you 17 holes. If you do it like the same as me, you've probably got a different idea, and you want to do, if you want to do an exact thing and measure each hole and put it where you want to, and get a ruler and get a pencil and do a different amount of holes, why not? But I just do it like this. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, did I just start that off? Because I think I've got that's going to start that off, wasn't I? Right, so that's 5 holes. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it might depend actually how you want to do it, if you want to do it really neatly, but I just do it like this, and I think it turns out fine. Now I'm going to put a hole in between each one, and that will make 17. So 9, 10, 11, excuse excuse that. It's only blue paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't know. What did I say? Oh yeah, it's going to make 17 holes anyway. So whatever I'm up to now will be 7. It will make 17 holes. Okay, so that's done 17. So I can do that. I found these bits of thread. Okay, you can still use that. Even if you're selling it, you could still use bits like this because nobody will know it's bits, will they? Right, so yeah, it was those two. Right, so what I'm going to do now is sew it, and I can use white. Because I've got a green cover, I'm using green. Just because, yeah. I'm going to use the, shall I use the big eye needle? The big eye needle or the small eye needle? Have I got a smaller eye needle? Oh, you can sew it with a sewing machine, yes. You can sew the pocket with a sewing machine if you want to, but I'm not doing that. I'm showing this one that I've done. I think it looks really pretty. Okay. So all you do then, you can, yeah, you can do backing stitch, I suppose. But I'm going to go all the way up and all the way down and just, so I'm doing this. You can also go in the middle and tie it. As I haven't showed you that. That was in the other video that I didn't show. Right, so I'm going to go. Make sure there's enough at the end to tie. That should go, it should basically. So every hole, okay, you go through every hole. Every single blooming hole, yeah. Right, there we go. So I'm just going to do this quickly, okay, without talking. Right then, this was actually quite twice as long, I think, or just over actually twice as long. But you can, I can make a bit short, make that a bit more bigger that side. Yeah, you can make it. So I'm getting that back. That must be some sort of where like equal now. Look how long that needle is. It's very long. Right, so I'm going to do it the other way now. So you start from, I would start from this side and make sure that I'm going to go over that way. You can also do it with one length as well, which I normally do actually. Yeah, I'm just making sure that is actually the same, about the same size as that one. Yeah, hold on. Oh, that's it. Right, then I'm going to sew all the way down the other way this time, so it'll just fill in the other gaps, fill in all the gaps. So yeah, so right, so all I'm doing now is filling in all the gaps, okay, of the other ones, and then I'm going to tie the knots at the end at the finish. Now that I know how long this needs to be, because I've got about the same. For some reason I've found two lengths the same. Okay, so that's good. Right, I've just realised something. I've come to a stop. Right, okay. I can either tie a knot here, or I can thread that through there and tie a knot at the end here. But I think what I'm going to do is probably undo one of those and tie a knot here. Okay, so you come to an end there and just go through 16 holes. Oh, look at this, I can't. Yeah, you need a finger. Has anybody got a spare finger? so I can just put over my knot, please. Right, okay. Yeah, I do sometimes. Do it yourself, yeah. There we go. So I've done a knot there. Perhaps do another knot as well. So I can, if I could do that again. Right, okay. I don't know if you saw that. I hope you really saw that. It's hilarious. Right, so then I can undo one of these. Okay, you can always just sew 16 knots and then sew the other one 17 holes, 16, 15 even, and sew the other one 17 holes. Let's see if I can do that again. It's hilarious. Look, put your thumb. Hold on a minute. Let's tie a knot first, then put my thumb there. So I'm tying the knot first, and then if you're on your own like me, put your thumb there. Yeah. And it will hopefully do it. Okay, hopefully you see that okay. Right, come on, tie again. Right, you can do that on the other side as well. I'm going to cut these off, I think, because, yeah, they are a bit, well, you can always add things to them, charms and bits and whatever else, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, you could also, that is embroidery thread I'm using here, not wax thread. I keep forgetting what wax thread is. Right, okay, so now you've done, okay, sewn that and sewn this. Let's see what I was going to show. I was going to show you something, wasn't I? Was I going to show you something? Yeah, look, yeah, this. Yeah, see how bad that's a bit wobbly. So I've done that in I don't know if that's all I could find. That is wax thread. But if you want to hide it a bit, you can use the same colour as your card. You can also use coloured card as well. That might hide it a bit more. Okay, yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is what I did. But I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that on the actual one today. That's another one. That's just tying knots. Again, yeah, another thing is I said you can also make it one line as well. So go all the way up, and then you've only got to tie one knot. Right, okay, so now what we're doing is perhaps making the cover. Okay, let's do the cover. So, oh, should we do the, yeah. Yes, this is all I've got. Oh, which is just, there's one bit that's not quite big enough. So I've got to make sure I use the correct size. I've used this, actually I've made this card. No, not the card, what have I made? I've done something. Oh, the cover, that's right. I've done this, the cover, which I'll show you in a minute. 21.5 centimetres rather than bigger, because that's all I had. Right, so that is, let's do it with this. Right, this is one part of the cover. Okay, I don't usually do them this thick. I usually use one piece. I'll tell you about that more in a minute, hopefully. Right, let's have a look, see which one's the side. Yeah, it's definitely this side. I need about 4 inches of fabric. Okay, so let's get 4 inches of fabric. This is the side that's a little bit bigger than the other. I don't know if this is going to fit perfectly, but it's the right colour, that's the thing. But if it doesn't work, I'm going to get another piece. Okay, so I'm just going to cut, so 4 inches 10 centimetres. That's what I'm using here. I'm going to tear it. Yeah, because you can't you? You can't do that at school, because I got told off once. I told you that before, haven't I? Tearing fabric. What will your mum say? What will your mum say about that? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't cry. Normally I would cry, but I didn't cry that time. I just thought it was hilarious. Right, yeah, I used to cry sometimes when I got told off. I didn't. Right, because I thought it was funny. My mum won't bother. I don't think my mum would care. She'd say, oh, you just do it how you do it, you know. Right, so now I'm going to glue the fabric. I'm using this again. Okay, this is washable to 40 degrees. See, that tells me you can use it on fabric. It probably tells you here. I can't even see it. Oh, it's in German. That's German. I know it isn't. Oh yeah, so this is, if you're sensitive, it can, yeah, so bâton de colle. Yeah, that's oh, it's got all the different, yeah, right, okay. So you don't glue, you only glue so far, okay. You don't want to glue past, say, 1/2 inch here, because you've got need some freedom that you can open these books flat if you do it in the right way. So let's have a go. I'm thinking, am I gluing this or that? Perhaps to glue the best to glue the paper, isn't it? So I'm gonna glue so, because you'd need a bit for the middle, wouldn't you? I have never done this before, so I don't know how much. Right, so 3.5, so perhaps 1 3/4 inches. Right, so I'm thinking mine is 4 centimeters, so perhaps if I've got 1/2 inch there, that would make that 1 3/4 inches to glue here. It doesn't matter if you go over the glue line, because that's the wrong glue. It doesn't matter if you go over the glue line. That's the right glue. That's the one that's open, of course. Yeah, because I'm going to put a cover on, aren't I? So 1 3/4. So, but I still need to make sure they've got the right amount of glue on there. Okay, so not all the way up there. So glue it here. Nearly did, didn't I? Right, so make sure you've got a gap here. Okay, I'm making a notebook. Okay, if you remember, I did do a 5 signature one I showed you a minute ago, so that would be amazing, wouldn't it? So that's somewhere I've got to go in the middle. Right, so I've not showed this bit on camera, have I might have done. Right, anyway, let's turn it round the other way, so because I want to make sure I've got it in the right place. Got to make sure that goes all the way down as well. Guzz, make sure it guzz all the way down. That's my local accent. Right, it's got to guzz all the way down. Right, wait a minute. Actually, that's a slightly longer than that. Yeah, so this actually needs to be just as long as the paper, not as long as your cover. Yeah, I don't know. Or in between, yeah, so I don't know whether to move it down a bit. I don't know whether to move it down a bit, says I don't know if I can. Yeah. Let's see if I can do it. If I can do it I'm fussing about a bit, so don't worry about this, but this isn't... It's going to get that straight there. Iron out all the bits. There we go. It's not even straight, is it? It doesn't matter if there's a bit that's a bit bigger than the other side, or the other, this is a bit smaller, whatever. It doesn't matter about that. Okay, this bit's a bit easier. Just got to glue it down, making sure we don't glue the middle bit there. Okay. So pushing it over. And you can make it nice and tight if you're making a notebook. What I was thinking is, oh dear, told you this is a bit short. What it's supposed to be about the same. I'm thinking is, let me where's my journal? So if you're making a notebook, that needs to be quite tight, okay, like this, like that is. This, if you add in pockets and things, you can make it a bit looser, so you've got a bit of room for pockets, because you can do that as well. But if you're not adding pockets or anything like that, you just use it as a notebook, then you just leave it like that. So that might depend. Let's see if we can now, look how flat, it just completely goes flat. Okay, so that's amazing, isn't it? Right, and then I've got these. Okay, let's do the cover. Okay, so these in the my measurements for A4, a metric A4 are. So what I'm going to do is glue these. I haven't had these for ages. None of these. These are what I found in the you know, that I hadn't used for ages. So I'm going to glue these together. I usually use a piece of chipboard from the back of a an art book, yeah, or something like that. So I'm just going one side. You can use double-sided tape. I find double-sided tape does unstick after a bit. Don't know whether this will, I don't know, but we're going to, as we're going to sew it together, we'll see. Okay, so that is now glued. Okay, we can just make sure it's glued by pulling that. This does is actually move the glue to the edge. Okay, so that's nice. Look how nicely I've done those. And earlier on I got one the wrong size, so I had to do it again. So yeah, I think we had these when my son was here. So that was my son. My son is here. Well, I've got a son here, but I've got another son. I've got another 2 sons and another 3 daughters. There we go. Right, but yes, if you how many daughters and how many sons I've got, it's 3 of each. Yeah. Okay. So then I put those together like that. Okay, that fits perfectly. If they're not quite fitting perfectly, don't worry about it. It's fine. That actually doesn't fit perfectly, but never mind. Okay, so then you put that and you push the glue to the edge, possibly. I've seen people use a catalyst. What them things? Catalyst. Looking back, catalyst reaction. Those catalyst things I've used in acrylics. Yeah, we spread the paint about those. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. Catalyst something. Right, so this is the paper I've got. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter about that bit there. They're both the same. Oh yeah, similar. I think that's when it wasn't, because I'm printing to the edge and it wasn't very happy. This is ages old then, isn't it? So shall we have them the same way round? It doesn't matter. Okay, this is marbling paper. This is what I've done ages ago, and I've printed it out, and oh, it's gorgeous colour, absolutely gorgeous. I really like the colour. Am I gluing this? No, I'm gluing this. Okay, so what you do with that is ignore that one. We glue this one. Okay, that one's the one there. You can't see it, but that's the one that you can't get the lid off. So I keep reaching for it just because it's there. Okay, so I'm just getting some glue on here. Right, so what I'm going to do now is place this in the middle. I think actually I could have cut some of this off, couldn't I? Right, so which way around am I having it? That with the pattern at the top. So I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle here. Oh, I've got ribbon on the way there. Ribbon, move. Move, otherwise you'll be included. You don't want that game. Right, yeah, if you can see I don't know if you can see my dressing gown. It's actually a dressing gown, but it's lovely and warm. It's fleecy. I'm wearing it as a cardie. So if you see it, you think to yourself, hold on, what's she wearing bedclothes for? It's because it's warm. I've also got a big jumper that I wore, but I don't know if it's cool enough for that. Quite, anyway, because it's warmed up a bit, and I like that. I really like this cardie. I really like this. So what I'm doing now is just cutting up the paper. I'm making sure that I'm not cutting up to the edge there, because if you cut onto you'd see the corner, and that does not look very pretty. So I'm just making sure you can't, about 1 millimetre away. What's that? 32nd of an inch, something, I don't know, something like that, away from there. Then I'm going to just make sure that's fine. Sometimes you can actually if that's too big, you can actually poke that inside. Quickly see if I can show you. Yeah, see that I've just folded that over a bit there, and then it makes it ever so neat. Yeah, see? Right, so if you do that, so you do this, you push that there, and then you would, that's it, do it both the same side, so we push that up a bit like that, fold it in. You can see it better on that side there. Folding it up a bit, so then you will not get any extra bits on the side there. So that's what I'm going to do there, because I think it looks really neat. If you're going to sell it, that's what you want to do. Sell it or give it as a gift. And I think these will make brilliant gifts, won't they? They're so nice. Okay. I'm not going to give mine as a gift. I'm going to use it. And what I've done in those squares as well, I've bought them from Etsy. You can, there's also different sizes. There's 3mm up to 10mm, I think. Squares. So you can do 3mm squares and 10mm squares. I'm not sure what else she's got. She's got something else on there as well. Why am I doing it like this? What I meant to do is do one side then the other, didn't I? Right, so I'm going to do this bit, okay, like that, or you can do that and get it all over the, you know, you don't want to don't do it too much when you've got glue on there. If you haven't got glue on here yet, you can do it. Right, so then I can make sure I've got those little thingies there. No, you can do it with your fingers, you can push the glue, right, so yeah, it's there as well. So if you want to make sure that's folded in like that. That one's not got it, but that will need to be folded in a bit like this. Very, very, very tiny little fold you want there. It's not doing it, dear. That's it. Right, that will be when I put it down there. Fold it in a bit like that. You won't see that because it'll be on the inside. Then obviously glue these. I can use my bone folder now because I haven't got any glue. It's free. Get rid of all the bits that attach as well. Put them away. Yeah. And that one. Okay. Right. So now I've done that one. Okay. So I want to do the other one the same. And also make sure that all the glue's flat. Sometimes this will it's probably a good idea, make sure you've done that first, because sometimes it will actually tear holes in it. We don't want that, do we, dear? Right, so that's done. Okay, I'm going to do the other one exactly the same. Okay, I've explained everything, haven't I? Right, so yeah, perfect. So I'm going to do this one exactly the same, and then I'm going to continue, okay? Right then, so, you would say that, didn't you? Right, okay, we can have them the same, have them the same way, you can have them upside down, it's up to you really. Okay, this will go nicely with this. Okay, that's pretty much dry now. Right, so I need to make sure now that we are going to have this and that at the same level, which is, in fact, not too bad. Let's see how far we want to stick it. Yeah, you want to stick it out so far, don't you? I don't know whether perhaps to glue that and make sure, but I think last time it wasn't quite right. Well, we could try that, couldn't we? So it looks nice with the thing there. Am I gluing? Yeah. Oh no, I've got the wrong. See what am I doing? Right. Every 5 minutes. I think I'm going to have to throw it away. Actually, sometimes you can open those. Right. So let's see how far I need to glue down. If I'm putting that on there, it needs to be somewhere like here. Okay, so I'll start there. So I'm going to glue here, and I'm going to glue all of that paper. It is movable because I'm using stick glue, which is good, because I remember last time when I made that red journal, I call it red journal because it's got red ribbon, that it I had to move it. I don't know if I didn't check something or what, but let's see. So now I'm going to put this on here like this, honest, yeah. I'm going to try and get that so that is equal all the way round. The dog's snoring. If you can hear some weird noises, it's not my stomach, it's the dog snoring. Yeah. That's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So there we go. No, it's actually the dog snoring. Right, so there we go. So what you can do is this, and it's best to do it on the thin bit. I think I didn't show you on the thin bit me putting this down, apart from afterwards. It's better to do it when it's wet. Okay, I'm hoping this one's going to be the same. So if I close that, see that's already like this. Well, it won't be soon because we're going to put some ribbon on it, aren't we? Right, or thread, whatever we're going to do. Right, so now I'm going to glue this side. Okay, I'll just do it quickly. I wanted them the same side, didn't I? So I got that light bit's at the top, that light bit's not at the top. It is now. Move out the way, dear. Let's have a low. Let's have a go. Have a low. I'll have a low. Don't know how we're going to do that, but there we go. Yeah, that's why. That's it. That's why I showed you that. I think it was a bit. So I'm gonna have. Let's have a look how much I've got at the bottom here. Is that the same as this? That's a little bit more there. Might need to push that round a bit like that. Right, so I'm trying to get that the same. Let's have a look at it if it is. Is that the same? Nearly. Right, yeah, it's best to do it when it's a bit, yeah, check it while it's wet. Okay, I'm going to get that the same. Yeah, that does stick out a bit there, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm fine about that. Right, so that's what I'm saying. You could actually cut that off with a ruler and a knife. Right, so now I'm going to do the 17 holes again. I'm going to do it from this side. Is this the front or the back? I'm going to use that as the front, I think. Yeah, with the light bit at the top. This is going to be the front. I don't want to do it first. Right, so where's the middle? It's sort of here. I'm going to do it down there. I'm going to do it fairly low. I want to make sure I include the fabric. So yeah, something like that would be great. Again, I'm going to do 17 holes. It's a bit hard with this. You need an awl, really. Yeah. So if you can find your awl, you're lucky. Making sure we're the same, about the same here. Which is hilarious. And and here. Right, okay. Good job I can hear it into, otherwise everybody be thinking it's me. Right, that's right, so that's the 3. Okay, so now I'm going to do it as I did before, in the middle and then the middle of those. So it's going to be 17 again. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you the back. think I was going to use this one, wasn't I, for the back. And I was just going to do what I did with the, because it's in 2 pieces, isn't it? Yeah, 2 pieces. I've got to use my thick-eyed needle, big-eyed needle. Big eye, it's got a massive eye. Right, so this one I'm going to, I'm not going to go in the middle, I'm going to go on the edges like I did the first time. How big is this? 1, 2 and a bit. Okay, so I can have quite a bit of a gap. Oh, that's going to go right on the edge. I forgot about that there. So that's a point, isn't it? Yeah, so you remember you're going to use, perhaps if you go to come a bit in, if you're like me, you've got some, using this card. As you can see, it's quite close to the edge there. Again, I'm going to do the same as I did with the embroidery thread. I'm just going to come along, going in and out, same as before. Okay, so that's going. I'm just going to do it on fast. Right, so I'm leaving that as it is. Okay, that's about the same. Ooh, and use just a little bit, tiny bit like that way. Okay, so a nice bit more, tiny bit more that way. Yeah, I'll do. Right, where's the other bit? I've got another bit of ribbon somewhere that's the same. Again, I'm going to go through that way. Right, okay. Leave that like that for now. Right, okay, so now I did, yeah, so I'm leaving these like this for now. So now I'm going to do the main bit of ribbon. Okay, I'm using this one. It's got loads of it, and even though it's not quite the right way, it'll do, won't it? It's going to show up against the other ones. So I need at least, I would say, should we do 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do 6. That'll make sure there's plenty there, won't it? And then I'm going to use the same needle, big eye, with the, yeah, okay, and this time I'm going to start in the middle. Am I starting in the, I don't know, I'm not, wait a minute, let me have a quick look what I did before. I don't even know what I did. Looks like I did it, yeah. Not sure where I've got the, but I started in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the middle, isn't it? Is it 8? It's not. Yeah, it's this, isn't it? So I'm going to start on the outside, which will be What's this here somewhere? And right, I'm starting on the outside because I want a bow. You don't have to do this, okay, you could just do, but it looks nice. You're making it for a man, perhaps they wouldn't like a bow. I don't know, but perhaps you would just do it straight up and down the same as you have the other one, or you could just use embroidery thread, or what else have I used? Or the wax thread. I keep forgetting the wax thread today. Why? Right, so again, I'm going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. I might shut up and make this a little bit faster. And then we're running out of sort of the time, aren't we? Okay, so again, oh yeah, there it is. Right, sorry dog, I didn't mean to make you jump. Yeah, so don't need you don't need 6, probably 5 or less than that. Right, 5 lengths. Right, so now I've got to go underneath the, because that's turned out to be both sides. Yes, remember what you do now. It's very similar to the 2-hole pamphlet stitch, 3-hole pamphlet stitch even, where you've got to have the thread either side of the thing there. If you remember when I did indicate what I was doing, I don't know whether I've managed to put up a few words, but yeah, so I've made a gap there when I'm in between then that's the middle hole, and either side of the middle hole I've made a gap, so I've gone across there. Okay, so that's works out really well, and then you can tie the bow now. Okay, if you want to, I'm going to tie a couple of knots actually. Hopefully there's nothing I have to undo it for. Right, and then yeah, we'll do a special bow. We'll go around the back and try and do another. Yeah, that has turned out to be that way around. Hold on, let's get that a little bit shorter. Okay, and then I'm going to tie that in another knot. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to take the scissors to this and cut it. I'm going to cut it across. Yeah. So that's your journal, dear. That's your journal. We've done it. Right, okay. And I've done it in time as well, because I've got to make dinner in a minute. Right, so then this is what we've done. Okay, so it's all perfect, perfect, and perfect. As I said, you can make a pocket out of that. You can machine sew this bit. Okay, you can machine sew it. You can cut that down if you like. You can cut it right down if you like. If you notice this journal, you can lay it flat. Journal or notebook if you like. Notebook journal. Lay it flat, and that will not come apart. So you can make that bigger, make it like my one this size. I was thinking you could also put a pattern on the front. I don't know whether you want to put a earlier on I saw a flower in here. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, one of these. I haven't got the pot in here, but I've got, I could perhaps put a one of your pretty things there that we made the other day, perhaps in a plant pot. Let me just see if I can find a proper one. That was just the way I've done it. Right, so okay, if you noticed on this one I've put a vase of flowers. This one is already very ornate. I drew those. Took me ages. I've seen the video where I do that, so it's a while ago. It was a while ago. I have got a video where I've done those. Right, so you've got, oh, that's a green one. I don't know if the green one would look good on that or not. Actually, you could add one of these girls on there that we've did the other day. We've done the other day. It looked quite nice, I suppose. But then you've got the flowers as well, which probably would look better. In the plant pot would look nice. I don't think I've got that one. I think I've used it for something, unless that's it. Oh, here's one. Ooh, here's one, yeah. So we could put, that would look nice, wouldn't it, on there, like that. That would look amazing, in fact. In fact, that green almost goes with that green. So that would look absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah. But you could, I mean, I like that. I do like these girls. I don't know if any of them would go on it. That's that. I love this lady. She's like somebody from the 1940s hairstyle. I know whether a few of them would do, because they look a bit lonely on their own. So this is why, yeah, making them the same size is amazing. 3 friends, there we go. The 3 amigos. There we go. You've also got these. I don't know what you think, whether you like that, but I do like this. Do like this one. I knew that one would work well. The one's in the plant pot. That one's got a vase, or vase if you're American. You might say vase. Vase sounds posh to Americans apparently. But there you go. That's a in a plant pot. Yeah. So that's the plant. This is the plant pot. So if you want to know how to make these, there's a video how to do that one. There's a video on how to do this one. It's doing quite well at the moment, my video on how to do these. Yes, that's good. And so that's amazing, isn't it? So, oh, I do like it. I think I might put that on there. Shall we do that? Shall we stick it on? I don't know what I stuck that one on. It might be glue. I've also got some, not this glue. I've had trouble with that glue all day, haven't I? Right, and then there's this one, okay, and then I'm going to make dinner. So what I'm going to do now is this. So if you want to know how to make these, I'll probably link the videos so you don't have to go and look for them. I know if you're on a TV, they don't always come up, do they? But if I link them in the description, perhaps you can find them. I don't. Alright, okay. Making sure that is the right way up, yeah. That's right. So that can go on there. Or you've got something else you might want to put on there. That's amazing, isn't it? Right, okay. And I would say do give it a good smoosh. So it sticks down. You can also do it with a glue cloth as well, which might help. So I'm rubbing it like that and no bits are coming up, so that's good, isn't it? There we go. Amazing stuff. Right then, so I do hope you enjoyed that today. I did. I thought it was amazing. I was really pleased with it. Please give me a thumbs up. That'd be absolutely amazing. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.